Now, have you heard of a T-shirt that can monitor your heart rate and your breathing, or a watch that counts the number of calories you've burned off? If you haven't, the chances are you soon will. Right now, in fact.
So-called wearable technology is being touted as the next big thing in fashion. Attention is focused on the capital's catwalks to see if it makes an appearance at London Fashion Week.
Yeah, that's just started. We'll talk about it in a moment. First, though, let's see some examples of these gadgets in action.
So we're going to explain some of these items for you now. Maria Malone, who lectures on fashion business, is here. Digital designer Abbie Walsh is here too. Very good morning to you. So Abbie, you can help us with some of these things.
You've given me a few to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
What have we got here, for example?
So what we have here, so at the moment there's a plethora of these kind of devices in the market. So these ones track your movements and actually help you understand how to become more healthy. So to track your movements, you can also use them to track your calorie intake with some of them. So you can actually use these to become more healthy. Some of them are a bit more complicated. For example, they work with your smartphone, so they can actually talk to your smartphone directly and give you information in real time. So this one gives you notifications throughout the day, so you don't always have to be looking at your smartphone.
Yes, I mean, I noticed it. For example, you can get travel updates, UK transport, various different things.
So
on
you
that.
can just glance
at your watch. So it's a bit like a sort of phone on your. Well, not because they're not even phones anymore, are they?
No,
moving.
It's a computer.
It's
a computer. Yeah.
And Abbie, we also saw, sorry, Maria, we also saw in those images we saw some of them, I mean, I guess they're at the further end of the wedge, aren't they? There were sort of sweaters with what looked like a television screen built into the sleeve.
Well, this is what's happening now. We're starting to look at fashion, linking in with technology, so that technology, the body is powering the technology sometimes. So we're harnessing the energy from the body, putting it through collecting it within the garment, and perhaps powering a smartphone with it.
It looks nice.
It needs to look nice to be bought. And that's where we link together, because you have to have the aesthetic appeal, because on its own the technology isn't appealing unless it looks good enough to wear.
Yeah. That's the fashion angle, I think, that we both agree on, that it's about, OK, technology being in fashion, but fashion and technology need to come together to come up with a more fashionable approach to some of these. So we're already seeing that with some of the devices that I'm talking about here, becoming more fashionable. The new generations of them have, say, different colours you can choose from, or they're customisable, for example.
In a way, I suppose things like watches and small computer devices like that are, I mean, they're already fashion items in a way, aren't they? Because they're designed, even phones and things, they're very fashion-conscious items anyway, aren't they?
And I think there's something about making that more widespread, though, because the benefits of these are, for society and for people individually, you know, it's a service. It actually helps you on an ongoing basis. And I think
it's just annoying?
I think if you see the benefit, and if you feel the benefit, then it's not annoying. And if you've chosen it because you want that benefit, then no, I don't think it is annoying.
The other one we saw as well was the glasses, which, I mean, they're very big fashion items anyway, glasses normally, but the idea of incorporating technology within them.
So you haven't got to pick up your phone and have a look, you can see it through your glasses.
Have you tried them?
Not yet. And to be honest, I think what's interesting...
Because you're a glasses wearer, obviously.
And actually, these are going to evolve so quickly into being much more about, you know, your own glasses, having that technology incorporated into them, rather than having to buy something that's a bit more obvious and obtrusive, potentially.
There's an item... What was this item you have here?
Yeah, so this is, I think, you know, we're talking about using... you know, the clothes you wear to be able to track what you do, and obviously that's massive in sport, particularly.
OK, so what's unique about this?
This one measures your heart rate, so you can see your heart rate in real time, and actually what's really interesting about this is it links to the internet, so you can see not just your heart rate, but you can compare it to others, potentially, that you work with, or your friends, for example. So there are, if you're training, for example, that'd be a really, really useful thing
because
to
some
wear.
people might be accustomed to wearing a heart rate monitor, but basically this is sort of
Built in.
included
Yeah.
into the fabric.
So you come home for a nice sweaty run, you pop it in the wash.
You
Well,
take,
you
the technology out, put it in the wash.
the electric bits out.
Otherwise, it's an expensive piece of clothing,
It's more
presumably.
convenient and it's more wearable than what the technology that's out there at the moment.
What are you most excited about, Abby? What would you most like to see?
I think I'm really excited about the fact that this will enable people to look after their own health, actually. And I think that's the real benefit that we'll see, is that if people can monitor their own health.
And the fashion industry care enough about that, do they, to...
Well, I think this has got a huge market. I think we're looking at sportswear and we're looking at sports and performance monitoring, but this could go much wider. We've got health and safety implications. We've got comfort implications for children with special needs. If it can provide some comfort, there's a hood out that's got sensory systems in there that feed them soft music and nice smells and things like that, all built into the hood.
Do you know what? There's nothing new in this world. When I was a little boy, we had shoes with a compass in the bottom.
Wow.
Commandos, they were called. They were a very coveted item. They literally had a little compass in a special little hole in the heel.
And the
So you could
difference,
tell where
That's
you
technology
So you never
for
got
you.
lost?
now is
That
that
was
you have a
40
sensor
years,
and they can tell
45
the
years
internet
ago.
where you are.
Oh, so can we track our children?
Well, I mean, who knows? There's a
Health
fine
safety.
line.
There's
isn't
a
there?
fine line we've
Yes.
just discovered.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you both. I know you're back later, so if people got questions for you as well. Thank you very much.